به نام خداوند جان و خرد. Sawadee krab. Hello everybody. My name is Arash Groyan. I'm Iranian artist. I born in 1981 in Tehran. I graduated in art. My diploma was from Fine Arts School, and then I graduated in field of Persian painting in University of Tehran, which is called Sure. And I was assistant of my master. I was working with two masters in Iran for 8 years. And then I moved out to Thailand and other countries. I developed my activities, and also I'm doing jewelry design and different kind of, carpet design and other things related to Persian style. Let me introduce Persian painting a little bit. A Persian painting is coming from Persia, which with 2,000 years old of history. Persian painting is coming from narratives, mythology, literature, history, and poetry. There is two specifications of Persian painting, which is shadow and perspective. In Persian painting, we don't have shadow and we don't have perspective, because in Persian belief and attitude is this world is a shadow of the another world. So it means shadow doesn't have other shadow. And also perspective, we don't have perspective because we wanted to show equality, something like that. And let me tell you about material. In Persian style, we use natural pigments, and we have a special material which is very similar to Thai traditional painting and very similar to iconography. In Thai traditional painting, using natural pigments, natural colors, and ink, and a kind of, also we use gold. In Persian painting also we use gold 24. A difference is we mix it with honey. It means gold 24 mixed with honey. This is a very special technique coming from 16th century. Why Persian painting is important is a question. Persian painting is important because it's not only art. It's a kind of document. With reading and with searching of Persian painting from each period, we can see a specification, we can see a differentiate of each period. It's a kind of document. We can see how people living, cultural points in each painting from each era, each century, let's say. And in Persian painting, we have different school, which is in different parts. When, for example, capital changed to, for example, Shiraz to Isfahan, many artists moved to Isfahan. From Isfahan to Qazvin, many artists moved to Qazvin, and Qazvin became center, for example, or Tabriz became center. So, and that center became famous in title of the style. For example, Tabriz style or Tabriz school. So, okay, back to the material. For example, we are working with ink, traditional ink. We are working with let's say a special brush. Brush is very important in Persian painting. A brush from sable, brush from cat, and it's a kind of meditation actually, because the way of working with brush is different. We should use brush with only 2 fingers like this, and title is very important in Persian painting. I try to remember more. It should not be only historical title, could be contemporary title, but that style must be there. No perspective, no shadow. Otherwise, every title could be used in this kind of art. So this is one of my painting. For example, I would like to explain about the material and technique. This painting is inspired by Omar Khayyam. Iranian poet. And also design is, I borrowed the idea from one of my, the painting of my master. So in this painting, I used mixed media. I used different kind of techniques. I used acrylic for the background. I used gouache or poster color for the dress and for body. And I used original gold, 24, 16th century style. And also, finally, I did the final performance, I did with watercolor. And watercolor is very important because with watercolor, we do finalize a painting. So, as I mentioned before, the composition and title is very important. For example, in Persian painting, we don't have, mostly we don't have untitled painting. Title is very important, must be something there, and then we work on it. So, in this painting, this guy is, he's fell in love, and then he's imaging the lady, the person he's loving. So in Iran, we have an example. For example, somebody said, "یه نفر مثل ماه خوشگله، زیباست." It means somebody is so beautiful like moon. That's why we put this lady, her face on the part of moon as a beauty, as a definition of beauty. And this painting is from 2013 and from my collection. So I want to talk about something which is called Shahnameh. Shahnameh is happened almost 1,000 years ago. I don't know what can I call it. It's a masterpiece, book, or extraordinary performance, or whatever. Shahnameh is a kind of cultural heritage and cultural identity of Persian speakers, not only Iranian. Many nationalities, they're proud of Shahnameh because Shahnameh is not only about epic. Shahnameh is full of emotion. As I mentioned before, Shahnameh is a kind of identity. So, Ferdowsi created Shahnameh, or let's say collected Shahnameh in during 30 years. Because before Ferdowsi, some other poets also collected some Aruzi, Samarqandi, Daqiqi, Tusi, and Ferdowsi finalized it. And today, Iranian people especially, which is because I'm Iranian, we speak Persian because of Shahnameh. Otherwise, we had to speak Arabic, like Egyptian people. So, Shahnameh is longest epic book in the world, which is non-Iranian. They know it as a book of the kings. So, this is full of mythology. About this exhibition we are doing, I selected some famous characters in famous situation. For example, Sohrab in famous situation, and I avoid to do extra detail because Persian painting very well known in full of details, and Shahnameh also full of detail. But as an Iranian or non-Iranian, I try to help for understanding more the title. You know, I did it more understandable for everybody. For example, who is Keykavus, who is Jamshid, who is Gorda Farid. Now, this is one of my painting. I want to finish it. I want to complete it in front of camera, and I want to explain about my material too. This is Keykavus. Keykavus, one of the most famous kings of Shahnameh. His kingdom was 160 years, and Keykavus is very important because Rostam and Sohrab and Siyawash story happened in his kingdom in that period, I mean. I would like to start to complete my work. Before that, I want to tell you about my material. This is watercolor. Usually we must use professional watercolor. It doesn't matter which brand is this, but this is watercolor. This is also watercolor. I worked with these. This is the palette. Palette should be not plastic, should be ceramic or something like this. This is gouache. This is also gouache. We should pick up the gouache and then mix it in the kind of bowl like this with finger only. Gouache or poster color. This is boiled water. We should use boiled water for mixing the color, and then another bigger amount of the water just for cleaning the brush. This is our rubber, which is different with others. I mean other style of painting. We use it like this. We never use same as the others. This is our brush. Must be sable or must be from cat. This is 20. Could be number 1. It could be 0. Could be number 1. And usually we use this paper or tissue for cleaning. So we use also here I don't have acrylic, but acrylic is not material of Persian painting, but in some case we do. This is also another material. This is stone, good for burnishing or polishing the golden part. So in this case, in this painting, as I mentioned before, this is K Kavus, and these are 4 eagles, but I made them look like a kind of Seymour and Phoenix style, more Persian mythological existence. So already I did the gold, and then I'm burnishing with this stone for making more shining. This is gold 24 karat mixed with honey, exactly 16th century style. And this technique is very traditional, and also a kind of it has authenticity. Many people asking me why using honey because of a sticky. I can say yes, and became permanent. You see the shining. Okay. So for starting, always we have paper A4, putting the hand for make it clean. We should be careful of the I drop a part of the water. And mix here. Must mix it very well and make sure it's ready for work or not. Before starting, test it first, the head of the brush. Is it fresh enough? Is it sharp enough or not? And then let's start. I'm doing brushing around the gold Must be very careful. So this part is more delicate because we are going to inside each feeder. So we start continue other parts. So, first bird finished. We need to check is it shiny or not. And in some part need to do modify. This is the way how we clean our brush. And only with water. So already I did one bird, and then now I want to start body of Kekavus. Start from zero, and I should draw with pencil, and then later with the first Indian red brushing. So this is the first, I don't know it was how long minutes, but this is the first rough draft is finished, and then we want to use Indian red for establish the schedule. In this case, I change my brush to a little bit bigger number. So now it's ready to put the color and start to do the process. In this painting, I decided to do brushing technique. Brushing style is, let's say, more difficult than colorful because there is no time and there is no space for mistake. We should do exactly. I back to my original brush 2.0, and then according to my previous images from Kekavus, he's on the sky now, and I decided to make his shirt a blue color. We start with very transparent. This hand was a little bit longer, and then I have to make it shorter. So now we use this gouache. This is very old gouache. I change my brush. So now is the time for hands and face, the most important part. So, finally, it's done. I did the figure of Kekavus in the middle and need a little bit, maybe modify later. I mean, make it more complete. And also, I did this phoenix or eagle brushing because I did golden part before. So, finally, I will do 3 others the same, and then I complete the bed of Kekavus. So, this is it. It was a part of miniature workshop, Persian miniature workshop. Thank you so much.